Alexis Nunes is in the house. Oh, is that Shaka Hislop?
That's Shaka.
Shaka, what are you? What? You were
I'm
in
just
Connecticut
popped up out of
minute ago.
nowhere. I'm just showing up on your feed, LME.
Shaka has come. I look horrible because I just cooked. I had to cook, curry shrimp for Shaka, give him a proper West Indian welcome to Doha. But Shaka's here, and I actually gave him my ticket. You can see my suitcase there in the background. I gave him my ticket to go to that unreal match. I know we're talking about Portugal, but that unreal match between Morocco and España. Remember, I had España going to the final. Morocco, though, I'm joining that party now, so I'm going to throw it over to Shaka because he was there.
I love it.
And what a game it was. Listen, I thought Morocco had the better of the exchanges, and you saw that. But Spain had the better of the exchanges, excuse me, and you saw that. But I'm not sure if this came across on the pictures, but that crowd was so partisan, so behind Morocco, very loud, especially during the penalty shootout, and then no real surprises Morocco go through, just because of the atmosphere within the stadium. It really was a very special game. As we go walking out, Moroccan fans in tears of joy. It was a great day for African and for Arab football.
I love it. I love it. Listen, we're all here having a little party here, and Gabby, Alex, after I ask this one, feel free to ask Shaka a question. And by the way, K. Mari and yours truly predicted Morocco to go through. So, ching ching right here. But Shaka, let me ask you this. Spain, I mean, wow. Is this the end for Luis Enrique, do you think?
I'm not sure. And in Luis Enrique's defense, he didn't have an out-and-out number 9. No, you can question some of the selections, or more to the point, so some of the omissions, no Iago Aspas. But between Asensio and Morata, never really that goal-scoring threat. And you saw that because Spain, again, had the better of the football today. But it lacked a little imagination, if I were to be honest. Everything for Spain was going down the wings, particularly the right hand side. And then when Williams came on, he just tried to use his pace, and there was no real spark, no real creativity coming through central areas for Spain. And Morocco just kind of held their own, defended as well as they could, hoped they get something on the counter-attack. And see this one out once it got to penalties, as I say. And it felt that Morocco were playing for penalties for half an hour, still to go in the 90. But once it got that way, it was so loud inside of that stadium whenever any of the Spanish players stepped up to take a penalty kick. No real surprise to see so many of them fluff their lines as they did. But that maybe isn't giving enough credit to the Moroccan goalkeeper, who I thought made outstanding saves. The one from Sergio Busquets in particular, I thought was just outstanding goalkeeper.
Shaka, question for you. I mean, we all lived that Achraf Hakimi PK. The bleep to have in order to score that PK like that. How was it to live that moment in the stadium? Did it just erupt?
The whole place erupted, and you could feel the stadium shaking. I don't think you can give enough credit to the atmosphere that was generated within Education City. As I mentioned, Morocco being the last Arab team left in the tournament, it felt like everybody in the region wanted Morocco to go through, wanted Morocco to continue to represent them. There was a small group of Spanish fans to the back of the goal where the penalty kicks were being taken. But outside of that, the rest of the stadium was firmly behind Morocco. Had the toss gone, or had the toss gone the other way, and the penalties be taken at the other end of the pitch, I'm tempted to say it could be worse, but I'm not sure how it could be worse for Spain. But at least Spain got it in front of their own fans, and even so, just the kind of overwhelming emotion and support from the rest of the stadium was telling for Morocco.
Yeah, you could definitely feel that in the stadium. And, after the game, I was just tweeting out everybody, like all these videos from the Moroccan diaspora, from Astoria, Queens to Edgware Road in London to Rabat. Everybody was celebrating. And the Hakimi story is amazing. You know,
Yeah.
his parents emigrated to Spain, wanting to give their children a better life. His mother a house cleaner, his father a street vendor. He was born in Madrid. So the fact that he sent Spain back home and Morocco makes it through, I mean, it's just an incredible story. Alex, I don't know if you have a question for Shaka before we say goodbye, because I'm very jealous that you're eating some good West Indian food over there.
Listen, I'd love to hear what Shaka thinks about why Spain's record at World Cups since they won it in 2010 is so consistently bad. They've only won 3 games at World Cup tournaments in 2014, 2018, 2022. It's a really terrible record, and I want to know why you think that is.
It's hard to identify, Alex. And in all honesty, before they won it in 2010, Spain became known as the best almost team in world football. Continue to produce incredible players, but it never seems to translate into results at the highest stage outside of 2010, as you mentioned. And again, but if you look at the performance today, and coming into this tournament, as I mentioned, there were question marks around who would lead Spain's front line. But you have players like Pedri, like Gavi. You can call an Ansu Fati off the bench, just in terms of creativity. And I just thought that threat through the middle, that creative spark that you were looking for and hoping for, just wasn't there. And in the end, Spain's attack was pretty predictable. You knew what they were going to do, and it's just a matter of getting yourself in position and not trying to do anything that will catch you out. Just let them play their game and wait for them to come to you. And I thought that's what Morocco did. At the same time, though, as much as we can be critical of Spain's exit, penalty kicks are football's version of Russian roulette, as we always say. And this time, again, just because of how partisan the crowd were, Morocco had a little bit of an advantage, or a lot of an advantage in that regard, and so they got the better. But just quickly, Ellen, because the thing I love most about World Cups is the stories. The stories around teams, around players. You mentioned Hakimi and his story, and there are so many of those that echo that same kind of sentiment if you look for them. As we were walking out of the stadium today, there were groups of Moroccan fans broken down in tears, just tears of joy, and it really resonated with me. So often we talk about and we focus on the winners and who will go deep in the tournament, etc., and we don't give credit to some of those stories, some of those emotions that only the World Cup can invoke.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.